No longer in human form, I had no heirs to speak of. But the sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever. And ever and ever, ever again. I've been praying for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hope we could meet again in another life. I am not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon. As if drawn in by the sound of that voice, bit by bit I began regaining somewhat of what I had lost. But it took an incredibly long time. My body and soul had been grounded to dust. I had rejected myself, scattered it into the void. It would take several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces. Michelle, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fairy eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. I had thought my mind, my body, my spirit, and my heart had all been eradicated. But every time I heard that voice, I thought I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. It was not so much a conscious idea as an instinctive force. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I had suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper echoing in the emptiness. Chasing after that tiny fleck of light, the one thing in the world that seems to desire my presence. Michelle, I am no longer the girl I once was. I have built a thick cocoon around myself. A cocoon I can't break free of. My own protective shell is devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Michelle. Waiting for you inside my shell. Always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I've become? Please, Michelle. Get me out of here. At long, long last, I found the ray of light I sought. And I had an absolute certainty that if I followed it, I would reach the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they had given to me. And that sense of purpose is what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was no easy task. Struggling to follow it to its source while my barely held together soul thin until it crumbled apart once more. Again and again I lost myself. I can't account for much of my time chasing after that light. The gaps in my memory are too large and frequent. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. And when the two of us had our long-awaited reunion, neither of us were our old selves anymore. In my endeavor to return, I had worn my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life. The darkness here reminds me of my time in the void, of the despair that filled my shattered soul and sunk into the endless abyss, and sunk as it sunk into the endless abyss. Of the emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded into nothing. Michelle, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born with a curse, made to bear an unfairly cruel fate. I am the only one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now. Not after I made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of that despair. Not after I reveal your every last secrets to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, your very soul on the line for this woman, and even she would not accept you. But as I have said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't something people can accept. You believe that even if your family wouldn't, that even if your dear brothers wouldn't, Giselle would be able to accept you for you. That she alone was different. That she alone was special. That she alone wanted you in her life. That she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Michelle, hope exists to be crushed. And the stronger you cling to that hope, the more you have to lose. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you, scorning you, rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. Listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice. No. Disgusting, 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 disgusting. Just stop, please. I don't want to hear it anymore. Make it stop. Can you blame her though? For hundreds of years she's waited, trusting you. And you came back to her a woman more than once. If you think about it, you betrayed her first. No, stop. Don't, I didn't. Tell me, what was it like? How did it feel to be born and live as a woman? You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman, and yet your soul chose a female body to return in. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as the white-haired girl. First there was the kind, mild-mannered, flaxen-haired boy. You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. No. And then there was the deranged man-beast. By exposing your female body to him, you were able to temporarily contain his madness. And finally, there was the man obsessed with money and power. You are his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. You put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She was forced to watch again and again as the man she loved was reborn as a woman and had relations with other men. Would you like to know what you were doing right at this moment, Michelle? You're crying. Crying as you've done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Michelle? You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, incomplete, only partially male. The wounds still fresh and raw, pierced by your brother whom you trusted completely, and the knight who rank you dream of joining. Even now your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal. Not so long as you remain yourself. Yeah. Oh, damn. Damn, you're skinny. I thought you were... Yeah, I shouldn't say anything. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you, though. They were your own, and no one else can erase them. You've lost everything, Michelle. Tell me, what do you have left? You were robbed of your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. And the love you thought you still had. Well, she's gone and left you behind too. And still you refuse to curse anyone. No. Why do you not take what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to vengeance, and I'm offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear. I cannot curse anyone. You disappoint me, Michelle. Why, though? I want to know why. You disappoint me, Michelle. But if that's what you want, if you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept we are not similar as I once thought. And as much as it pains me to do so, I will release you. I will even wish for your reconstruction into the body you desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man. Oh, really? Nice. Never to set foot in this cursed mansion again. Imagine it. After waiting for so long, you will finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. To have a wife and create a happy family of your own. Wouldn't that just be lovely? I'll make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life. All you have to do is walk out the door. that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Michelle. I, I. Oh, Joyce, I didn't. No, damn it! I wanted to save, but it didn't give me the choice to save. It's another time-based thing. Damn it. I'm gonna go back and redo that later, okay? But I think this is a good choice. Don't listen to her. Don't trust anything she says. This is Giselle's scene. Don't trust anything she shows you. Michelle, you told me you believe in my love. That's if it could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. So don't start doubting it now. Open your eyes, Michelle, and look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Michelle, will you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel? I would never, ever push you away. Do you remember what I said, Michelle? When you broke through the cocoon I had built around myself, I said that I would never come to hate you. I still stand by that. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. It doesn't matter what kind of past you had, or what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Michelle. I spent hundreds of years trapped in this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents, slowly losing my grip on myself until I had been twisted so far I could tell them like stories with a cold smile on my face. And despite what I had become, you still took my hand. You still said you loved me. No matter what horrors you've experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Michelle. Giselle. Please have faith in me, Michelle. Sorry. Oh, what a cute moment. Achoo! Oh, sorry. Please have faith in me, Michelle. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me, believe the real me. You have it backwards, Giselle. The truth is I never once doubted you. Really? Sure about it? Well, I never doubted your love, Michelle. I despise myself. I hated that I was so weak I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantom made to look like you. I didn't want you to see me like that. I didn't want you to know I was so weak. To see my past. To see me now a pitiful, unsightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only in your memories, if only for you. I wanted to be gallant, to be a man. I wanted to be the man who never cried, who never showed weakness, and who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know that I was so weak, that I was such a sad, frail person, and not even a real man. Michelle, I didn't want you to see that. Morgana was telling the truth. I opened the door to our past in order to bring you back. But that wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out. Things that would make me look bad. There's no one as shameful and irreprehensible as me. No, Michelle. There's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remained true to yourself to the end, no matter how bad things got. Day after day you fought all alone, despite being put through hell. Yet you choose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone. Yeah, your father. I remember the day very well. I was too stupid to realize it at the time. But you did that for me. The one time you never wanted to curse someone was for me. The one time you ever wanted to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did, perhaps, come up as a bit inscrutable. But deep down, you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivations, simple and pure. Your heart full of kindness. Know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Michelle. Be proud of who you are. That doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. The girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. I came back more than once. Showing up a woman, then disappearing again. Hurting you completely unaware, pushing you away. Leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you. I need a picture with a thumbnail. Have faith in yourself, Michelle. Follow your heart. I know it's a secret you didn't want revealed. But for me, I couldn't be happier to know the truth. Because it showed just how incredibly much you loved me. And not only in life. The hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion. You spent searching for me. In that vast, empty, hopeless void you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you had lost everything, your love for me still lived on. Even as it tore you apart, you kept fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memories don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could suddenly become a completely different person. But Giselle, how am I supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to believe that wasn't me? When everything about us is exactly the same. You are not the white-haired girl, Michelle. Have faith in your own heart and things you stand for. Have faith in your true self, in the person you are, the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl and you will never be. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Michelle? I took your hand and together we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself, but in the remnants of the months we shared here. Was the white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Michelle, no one else. But that doesn't change what my body. I know you, Michelle. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. Though we only shared our love for a month in life, it was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. And you fought with everything you had to make it back to me, to get me out of here. You are the greatest man I have ever known. I don't disappear. Giselle, how is it? You've always managed to see straight through me, Giselle. To give me exactly what I want. That smile, that single ray of light in the endless dark. To say exactly what I so desperately yearn to hear. The words I've thought for countless years. Where's she going? Giselle! I reach out for her, but she begun to fade, her outline hazy and blending into the surroundings. And all I manage to grab is empty air. I want more than anything to feel her warmth right now, the sensation of her skin against mine, but there is nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again. Don't worry, I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. Giselle, put your hands on my shoulders. We can't see you. Wrap your arms around me. We can't see you. We cannot see you. I can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all. You can, Michelle, I promise. Close your eyes. I reach forward slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger, and that's my hair. Those are my eyes, and here are my lips. Here's my heart, where I will keep all the feelings you gave back to me, and my love for you. In body and in spirit, I am all yours. Can you sense me here beside you? I think I can. Now hold on and don't let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other, bound together by love so amazingly powerful. Yet we only ever held hands a few times, and embracing is like some incredible achievement for us. We're supposed to be a full-grown adult. Kiss me, Michelle. We never got the chance while we were alive. Giselle, are you going to tell me to wait again? Not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin, white but not pallid. Her slightly flushed cheeks dimpled by her smile. Her lips, which At times call me master, and at times call me Michelle. Her entire being. This woman who accepted me as a man, who even in death continued to bring me back from my darkest place. She is my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck, somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel her warmth, which I thought I would never know again, the soft touch of her skin. I envision her face before me where I'm sure she is with her eyes closed, and I press my lips against hers. It's a quick, clumsy affair, just a low peck, not the kind of kiss two grown adults might be expected to share. But nonetheless, a gentle warmth spread through my body from the place of our lips touch. It's a sensation so pleasant, so nice. I can hardly believe it's real. Our surroundings dissolve, and the world takes on a new face. A plane of tranquil light created by Giselle, into which the mansion darkness slowly seeps. What? The difference is, now I'm not afraid to step back into it. All it took was that single irreplaceable moment to change my everything. Though I can't see her there, I could feel her presence beside me, her heart, and that she too can feel mine. I won't falter anymore. I'm sure hesitating, wavering about in fear of my own weaknesses. I will look to the future. I will believe in myself, because she believes in me. I am done carrying the chains I created for myself. I have work to do. No more looking away from my responsibilities. As the light dims and darkens, and darkness begins to take over, I hear her voice in my ear. Michelle, can I ask you to lend your hand to what? Can I ask you to lend your hand to someone? You've set me free, and now I like you to do the same for her. This is something I don't think anyone else can do, Morgana. Only you can rid the mansion of the darkness. I'm here with you. So let's open the final door together. The true final door. We can put an end to all this tragedy, I know we can. Now, off we go, Michelle. And do not let go of my hand. Oh God. Michelle. Giselle. Reality fades back into view. I'm looking at neither the endless eroding darkness nor the visions of my past, but the sea of blood spreading in all directions. I'm standing at the top of the observations tower outside the door. I've returned. Back in Morgana's world, her bitter, hate-filled, curse-fueled world. To tell you the truth, I didn't see this coming. This is my mansion. My domain. She was supposed to be locked up. But it would seem my will is not as absolute as I thought. What would you call that? The power of love? Is that what allowed for this to happen? How trite. Where's the magic, the miracle? I can think of one other reason she was able to escape. And it's the only way she'll be able to find the power we need to cast off the darkness of this house. But first, before we do anything else, we must open this door. Whatever nonsense that woman filled your head with, it certainly seems to have put some fight in those eyes. Well, good for you, my dear. A little confidence boost doesn't erase the fact that you were on the ground crawling through the field like a worm, tears streaming down your face as you tried to ignore what lay before you. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Michelle. A little self-esteem isn't going to make you any less helpless when you step through that door. But that won't stop me from trying. Okay, wrong voice. I'm done acting like you're some invincibility, some inevitability, some force of nature. It's time for me to take a stand, Morgana. What's beyond the door? The air around the door had a distinct chill to it as I placed my hand against the wood surface. My arms, once bloody and lacerated, are now whole again. I can feel my entire body, everything back in its rightful place. I take a breath, lift my head, focus my gaze on the door, and push it open. Resting on the back of my hand, I can feel another palm, soft and warm. So, through the single window sitting high up atop the wall shine a ray of light. A black butterfly flutters within the beam. Its form is distinct, wavering like a mirage as it slowly descends into the lower tower. And then from within the darkness a person appears. Oh, we're gonna finally see Morgana? As Morgana? Is that you, Morgana? How does it feel to finally meet the real thing, my dear? Oh, that smile. I knew you were young, but you really are still a child. Having heard her tale, I know she died still a girl. And I know how she came to bear so much hatred for the world. But knowing and seeing are two very different things. The sight of her bony adolescent body is a painful reminder that she never had a chance to know happiness, to know adulthood before being robbed of her life. I had assumed monster would be your first reaction. With a face and a body like this, you have, ooh. Nah, I think it's pretty cool, Morgana. How very sweet of you, Michelle. So tell me, what exactly do you mean to do now that you're here? Your ultimate goal was, I understood it, to take Giselle back. But she's no longer here for me to return to you. She broke out of my cage. and exhausted what remained of her soul to show herself to you. I cannot perceive even a trace of her presence any longer, so I presume her soul shattered, dissipated into nothing. No, she's right here beside me. Is that so? You seem to believe as much anyways, which only makes your presence here a bigger mystery. Ah, I know. You want revenge. I made you miserable while you were alive, and I continue to torment you in death. You entrusted me with Giselle's life, and I used her for my own ends. You must despise me. Hatred fills you. You want to curse me, to kill me. My death could well mean the end of all of this. Shall I grant you that wish? This is cool, this design for Morgana. She flicks a finger, and this next second a long sword clatters to the ground at my feet. Take the blade in your hands, and like the knight of old who executed the witch, bears my heart with it. Do now what should have happened then. You've always wanted to be a knight, didn't you? I'm sorry, but you're just so cool with this design. Go on, pick it up. Show me your revulsion, my dear. Morgana. I do have a reason for being here. I came to save you. Did you hit your head on the way up? You came to save who? I spent so long trying to look away, when I should have been trying to look deeper. To tell you the truth, your constant chattering in the darkness evoke more than annoyance in me. I empathize with your loneliness. I bear no hatred for you. It was my despair that brought you back to life. So that makes it my responsibility to end this. My own wish had given me all the redemption I need, my dear. Or should I be expecting another self-righteous lecture about how hatred does you no good? Brilliant, Michelle, brilliant. Do you have any idea how absurdly presumptuous you're being? You're trying to force the idea of redemption onto someone who has no interest in it. If the tale you showed me was the whole truth, then I would have said you could revile on those heartless men as much as you pleased. But I refuse to believe that's the whole story. The men I saw beyond the first 3 doors had genuine concern and worries. They felt things, real human emotions, even if those things ultimately led them down the path of destruction. Wanting to do something nice for the one you care about, when being disgusted at the things you've done. Hiding your urges from those around you. You certainly couldn't call them good men, but they were real people with real conflicts. So you're saying I'm lying? Well, I can't say I blame you. Who would believe the word of a witch? I don't think you falsify your account, Morgana. The tragedy, no. The grisly reality you describe, I don't doubt any of that happened. You wouldn't be here otherwise. But I've learned something in my years. Reality exists from more than one perspective. That doesn't change what happened. That two-faced young man deceived me, the beast severed my arms, and the greedy, power-hungry lord used me for his own personal gain. Events by themselves do not tell the whole story. Only when you take into account their circumstances, what they thought and felt, their perspective, only then you can say you've reached the truth. Your point being, are you going to march down to where their souls are and ask them for their perspectives? Don't waste your breath. They'll only tell you what benefits them the most. Then we do it our way. We open the door to your past. And if I refuse? This is my domain, my world. It operates in accordance to my will. The door won't open unless I allow it to. Were you aware, Morgana, that I recovered my first memory in front of a mirror? You what? The same mirror Giselle used to practice her smile. And in all those hundreds of years, bits of her memories came to reside within it. Every time she stood before that mirror, she had me in her heart. And next I saw one of my own memories play out in my bedchamber. It was the first day we opened the windows. She let the morning sun into my room. That day was a turning point in my life. And why are you telling me this? Yeah, what's the point of this? Because it means this world does not belong only to you. It also hers and mine. And that is why she was able to break free. Your wish is without question the most powerful of anyone's here, and you have more authority over this place than anyone else. There is no denying your position as master of this mansion. But Giselle and I, we too have influence over this domain. I was the one who resurrected you, and she who serve as your guide. So the door will appear, whether or not it is your will. Their soul resides here as well. They may spin convenient tales, but the memories gain upon their souls can tell no lies. All the pieces are on the board. The door will open. Say the door does open, what does that change? Nothing those men may have thought or felt can take back what they did to me, this rotten, broken creature they turned me into. Rotten, listen, you look cool, Morgana. I'm just gonna be honest, you look epic. I don't care what's going through their heads. They will never have my forgiveness. My hatred is unwavering. My wish will not be undone so easily. Their souls shall suffer for eternity. Before we begin, Morgana, let's get one last lingering question out of the way. And what might that be? Who the white-haired girl is, what? Is you. That's your lingering question. We've already established. That was you, Morgana? Really? What? Ha 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 ha. Really? So in a desperate plea you did so in a desperate plea to deny you came back as a woman, you are now trying to make me into her. Is that perhaps the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard? That was you, my dear. Don't avert your eyes. You must face reality. I'm not averting my eyes. I am not in denial. I have faith. Faith that I only ever made it back to this mansion once. When I awoke in the rocking chair beside the fireplace. Ha! Nevertheless, that hardly justifies accusing me of being that foolish girl. How could you possibly think I was her? Never have I not been present in these walls. Not even while she was alive and in the claws of tragedy. My hair is not white, nor are my eyes red. Let's see your eyes then. And look at this horrid festering face. How could I ever become her? How your soul appears is irrelevant in this case, Morgana. I will uncover the truth about you. Things even you didn't know about. And if I can show that you were, in fact, the white-haired girl, in that moment your reality will be rewritten. If you're so confident, then be my guest. Find out for yourself just how little you are capable of. Morgana's so cool. Blackness fills the observation tower once more. Morgana fades into the distance, leaving me alone in the dark stream. It's a darkness I've seen, felt, and been consumed by numerous times since arriving at the mansion. But this time I welcomed it, praying that beyond it lies a truth within the power to release all from this house scripts. This next tale has no narrator. I won't sit back and listen as someone recounts the path of fate for me. No, I have to find a path for myself this time. Oh god, no, what are we gonna do? Who's talking? I don't know what's await me beyond the black. But no matter what it may be, so long as I have the power to provide redemption, I must never put down my sword. Now, others open the door. The final door. Dun dun dun. The final door. Oh god. We don't know what year it is. Here we go. Man's voice. I brought you some food. Morgana. You have to eat something. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on, please. Just leave it here. Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whenever she pleases. Wait, her hands are not bound? But she's not going to last much longer. The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we lose our supply of blood. That's not what I meant. Leave it there. Well, we'll be back. Like, this is Mel. It's Nelly, right? Nelly. Girl, do you really have to go? Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now. And when do you suppose you'll be back? Tomorrow, same time as today. And you have enough time to talk then. Will you? Yeah. Are you hiding something from me? You're acting kinda funny. You're my sister, I wouldn't keep anything from you, Nelly. You're not yourself though. What's so different about me? Well, you're not acting much like a prince. You are Nelly. And this is Mel. Right, of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince, same as always. Good night, Nelly, my princess. How did I end up in this mess? This is Yukimasa? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone, get me out of here. Take this. This thing somewhere far away. Tell me, I'm not the bad one here. Oh God, I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone. Anyone, get me out of here. I forgot your name. Sorry. Yukimasa's wife. Look, look. The stars, they're beautiful. Though, with it so bright out, I worry someone might see us. Everyone's long gone. I hope so. Are you ashamed? A little, but I still want to be with you. Have you ever considered leaving the convent? You can't just stop being a nun, you know. It's not that simple. I've made vows for my life to the service of God. I forgot your name, damn it. I was not aware. I don't know much about this land's traditions. If I were to leave the church, it would have to be in my next life. I like to be a normal girl, lead a normal life, get married, have kids, and before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, what an uneventful life. But it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream. That line has been used so many times in media. I'm just saying. That sounds very peaceful. I hope we can be together in our next lives too. Have a nice quiet life together. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, I'm sorry. It'll be a city underwater, looking out over a beautiful glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky is spreading as far as the eyes can see. The sound of the seabirds squalling by the port. The two of us sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It certainly does. I would love that. The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival. What? "3 days until her death." Oh, am I supposed to be doing something? I have a feeling I was supposed to be doing something, but I wasted time. Wake up. Hold on. Dude, backlog, let's see. Nothing, okay. Because I like to hide things in the backlogs. Wake up. Please, wake up. Come on. Open your eyes. Michelle! Oh, cool, we have a character icon in the, down there. Yeah. So bright. I'm outside. The light feels like needles in my eyes. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. The sun glares mercilessly overhead. A gentle breeze blows past, and I can hear birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. So much time has passed since I've been in the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. No, not almost. What's going on? What on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived in? Michelle? Huh? Giselle? Oh, there, hey, you're kinda fuzzy. Oh, thank goodness you can hear me. Good morning, Master. I hope you slept well. Hee hee. Giselle. Is that voice really you? I swear it's me, 100%. Not that mean old phony. So don't you worry. No, I believe it's you. I just was not expecting to be able to hear you here. I did say I would always be by your side. I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere. Well, I'm not exactly sure myself. You don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me. It's like a black smoke churning in the darkness. It feels a lot like inside the mansion. But I don't think I'm actually in the mansion. So you're still trapped in the void then. I can see a shimmering light off in the distance through the fog, and I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. I can see the trees rustling, hear birds singing. I can't see you though, so I assume we're seeing through your eyes. And though I tried getting your attention, so that means you can see everything I can. Seems so. Though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you. I wish you could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place even. It's a bizarre sensation. While I could see and feel the world through the other doors, it was strictly in the capacity of an observer. We were merely watching, not actually present in the tales. But this time it feels like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world as a participant. It's all so vivid. Everything in the mansion lacked. Everything in the mansion it's all here. I can feel it so clearly. I wish you could have been the one to experience this. It's okay, Michelle. I know you will dispel this darkness I'm in, won't you? I will. I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice, and being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle. I too am glad to know you're here, to have a chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't shown up, I wouldn't be here. Oh no, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There are so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous. So many I love yous. Hey now, is that really the best response you got? Wait, what? Yeah, surely you can do better than that. You're embarrassing me. I'm somewhat disappointed by one thing though. I can't get any hugs or kisses since I'm not there in person. No. Oh, come on, you're not very good at this, are you? You're not very good at picking up on how much you're embarrassing me. I expect, at the very least, a me too. We should start by figuring out when and where exactly this is. You're not even trying, are you? I'm doing the best I can. Please don't ask any more than this of me. It's okay though. I might not be able to see you, but we're together either way. You know, Michelle, I think I might be able to help too. While I can't be there in person, I could give you ideas, another point of view when you're not sure about something. With the two of us together, we'll find a way through this. Yes, we will. Where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings, list out exactly what we need to take care of? That's not a bad idea. I'm a bit frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth. What? Why? I had assumed we would just be observers like with the other doors, searching her memories for clues. I never expected to actually be thrown into their error. True, it's not like the other doors. No matter how the rules may change, I'm seeing this through to the end. If our guess is correct and we have arrived at Morgana's pass, then we need to uncover the truth behind those events. Or rather, the three men's circumstances. What they felt, what drove them. My guts tell me there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. I could be wrong, and it's possible that even if I'm right, what we find won't do anything to quell her hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. We need something bigger, something she can never have imagined. Something that will turn her entire worldview on its head. The white-haired girl might be a good place to start. She showed up at the mansion again and again as though led there by some supernatural force. And she was involved with all three men in some way. I can't think of anyone else with such deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that Morgana we know and the white-haired girl could be the same person. They're about as different as two people can be. Which actually leads me to believe there's something there. There must be something. Some secret we haven't figured out yet that we can use. So let's find it. It won't be easy. If we are in the past though, I wonder maybe we could change it. This could be a huge chance for us. Change the past. Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever led them down this path. There's an idea. If it's actually possible, maybe we can do something. The question is this world really? Now I'm getting kind of pumped. I've got my game face on and I'm ready to do this. Nice. Doesn't do much good if no one can see it. It's a figure of speech. Okay, first thing first, we need to find the mansion. Morgana should be at the top of the observation tower. And the three men shouldn't be far off either. So the question is, where are we? Do you recognize the surrounding at all? I never really left the mansion, so I'm not especially familiar with the lay of the land. Give me a little spin, would you? At your request, I slowly spin around in a circle. And through the dense woods, I spot a cluster of what appears to be a stone formation. Squinting to get a better look, I realize they're buildings. It's decently far off, but it appears to be the edge of a city. I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while. It's a bit big for a village. Don't you remember what Emma... Sorry everybody. Don't you remember what Amenity said about the village history? Amenity. Still a funny name. Amenity, that bastard. Michelle, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar... Oh. You didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you? Wouldn't dream of it. Yes, I remember. He said it was once much larger, and that it was destroyed in a single week by a witch's curse. Except rather than a curse, it was probably a disease. If that's the same city, then it fits with what Morgana said had happened. I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge on the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead to the mansion. So let's head down to the city. Alright. You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous? You might have to talk to someone. Don't worry, you got me here. Don't treat me like I'm antisocial. You are. But that's okay because I am too. You're not? No, that's not what's bothering me. It's something about this whole thing feels off. This world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things. But now is not the time for that. We need to get moving. Let's go. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion like she said. Everything else comes after that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet, the grass flattening, as I weave my way through the trees towards the city. The sensation of having a living flesh and blood body slowly returns. Mel! Hello. A white-haired man just appeared out of nowhere. What? Huh? And he's talking to himself. Gotta get away before he does something. Wait, who are you talking to? Hold it right there, Mel. You don't get to call me crazy and then just run off. How do you know my name? Because it's obvious. How? Why wouldn't I? We were just in the mansion together. Oh, mansion? What are you talking about? Right, he hasn't become the shadow in the mansion yet. I thought I would forget seeing someone as unusual as you. Who are you? And where did you come from? Where? I like to know that myself. Say something, Michelle. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension. Improvisation isn't exactly my strong suit. Oh god, I was sleeping here. I am God. Hold on. Yeah, you know, gotta make a save. Okay, let's go with, I am God. Oh, don't give me that face. Michelle, even I wouldn't believe you if you told me that. Hey, listen, you never know. I already regret it. You're one of those pagan missionaries, aren't you? Here to spread the word of some other new god. And now he thinks I'm loony. I should get going. Hold on, you can't leave until I made a better impression. My parents raised me not to talk to scary people like you. Damn. How much you on that one, Mr. and Mrs. Rose? God, this is a disaster. I was joking. I didn't actually mean I was God. Stop looking at me like I'm mad. That still doesn't explain how you knew my name. Have you been stalking me? Oh no. Why would anyone follow you around? It was all a coincidence. You look like a lot like an acquaintance of mine. So imagine my surprise when it turns out you have the same name as him. Okay, we'll go for that now. We'll go with that for now. He would probably trust a bear before me at this point. Anyways, it would seem that like Morgana's, I'm the only one who can hear Giselle's voice. Regardless, you wouldn't have any luck conversing with anyone here anyways. Again, I'm not... Wait, hold on. Why would you say that? Everyone around here worship the Saintess. Sometimes I think she got more followers than God, the Father himself. She's practically her own religious figure. The Saintess. The Saintess. You never heard of her? Yeah. She's a nun down at She's a nun down at the church. Everyone called her the Saintess. So he's not talking about Morgana. No, actually, I've heard the tales of her. I would be surprised if he hadn't. Anyways, in a few days we're going to hold a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest. So while that's going on, don't think you'll have much luck prolyzing? What? Prolyzing. I'm forever doomed to be a missionary in his mind now, aren't I? Oh god. When exactly is this harvest festival? In 3 days. You should stick around for it. 3 days. We're gonna die when the bell tolled on the day of the festival. Which means she got that much time left. This will be the first time we've held a festival, so everyone's excited to make it into a big event, something really memorable. And a young girl is dying behind the scenes of this seemingly pleasant celebration. If her death is in 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it. Wait, you can hear my thoughts? Can Giselle hear our inner monologue? Could I ask you to show me the way to the church? I'd like to join on the festivities. Sure, yeah. Of course. The church doors are open to all. Friends and family and heathen missionaries alike. I'm not a missionary. It's not far, follow me. Thank you, and I'm not a missionary. It didn't occur to me until now, but this really is a strange experience. This is a boy from a completely different time period who I would never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well. Which means Morgana's wish for the reconstruction was actually granted. This Mel doesn't seem any different from the person the one I observed through the first door. Yet yet he play a part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing that he would voluntarily involve himself, though. I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mel in the record time. She interacted with him and the others before, so I guess it doesn't feel strange to her. Ah, you don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, is it? Actually. What? Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Can you hear me? How are you doing that? I have a lot of experience talking to ghosts. Yeah, that makes sense. That's really drive home how bizarre things were for you at that mansion. Were you not in a familiar circumstance when you and Morgana were together? Yeah, now that you mention it. What a bizarre time we both had in that mansion. You're just now realizing this, seriously? So what's your impression of him? My impression, that he's the same Mel as always. In a little more detail, he's an ambitious young man. Nice enough to show a complete stranger around. I agree. In Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious. He had to have some reason. And we need to figure out what that was. His sister was dying. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. What about what? I just have to put the knowledge I already have to good use. Oh, that reminds me. Something that might explain it. No, about Morgana. When you were alive, she always right there with you, like how I am right now, right? Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care when or where, she just would start talking whenever she felt like it. Whenever. For the most part, yes, anytime she wanted. Giselle. You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut, I promise. What? You said you feel like you're alive again, right? My 5 senses all seem to be working in order. Which means you also be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and you know. Oh no! You have to go to the bathroom and no. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it. Thanks. Oh god, what would possess her to bring that up? Does she even realize what she's saying? Oh gosh, now I'm red as a tomato. That answers that. Moving right along. We need to discuss how we're going to go about this. Right, that. The Harvest Festival is our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. We need to plan for when we arrive at the mansion. How about we spill their secret, tell everyone about the girl they got locked up in the tower and force them to set her free. Surely they wouldn't stand for that. Perhaps, but would anyone believe me? If I walk in and said I came from the future and that I know what's going to happen, would anyone actually buy that? Sure, with enough convincing. Even if I did manage to convince them the tower door was locked in Morgana's retentive of the tale, re-edition of the tale. You need 3 keys to get inside. Mel should have one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower. True. If Giselle is right and we can save Morgana and change the future, then that would indeed solve everything. But something about this whole situation doesn't sit right with me. I have to do more than just set her free of that tower. I have to find the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I would like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now. Okay, I'll do whatever I can to help. I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation is not exactly my strong suit. Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid. It's a bit too late if I've already said it. Anyways, step 1 is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make contact with the other 2 men, much less get Morgana out of there for not staying nearby. I do what I can. We're almost there. See the big building in the distance? That's the church. It is the same mansion as I suspected. Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, is so disheartening. Are happenings as we speak. In the tower we see in the distance, Morgana's locked up all alone. I wish we could just march in there and set her free. If getting into the tower were our only goal, we could probably force our way in with a little work. Is something the matter? Mel could probably overpower him and get his key. Hello? But the other 2, that most certainly wouldn't work for. Can you hear me? Oh yeah, sorry, I was lost in thought. Seems kinda strange, doesn't it? What does? I mean, it doesn't look much like a church. At a glance you would think it was some noble estate. So it does. I spent so long in there, it never even occurred to me. I was pretty surprised when I first saw it myself. A particular place, all told. There is a chapel inside the mansion with a gorgeous stained glass window. It's quite the sight. Do you know why it was built like that? I'm, not exactly sure myself, no. Anyways, I'll show you to the chapel. The saintess should be there too, so I can introduce you. Alright. On our way to the mansion, we passed through the courtyard of sorts. A courtyard of sorts. When I lived here, the area was overgrown with weeds. Apparently they keep it in better condition in this era. Following Mel's lead, we head through the chapel's entrance. Oh damn, that's different. Oh my. I'm at a loss for words when I see what lies on the other side of those all too familiar doors. While it was barely recognizable as a place of worship in my memory, just 2 columns of battered pews and some piles of rubble. The room I'm looking at now is unequivocally a chapel, so this is what it used to look like. I wonder how far back this is from when we lived. It has to be more than a decade or 2. Maybe 100 years or more. The views and belief about the world prevalent in our time is not so different than those of this time. Perhaps the chapel was destroyed in the aftermath of the Harvest Festival. When I was first sent to the mansion, there were signs that repairs had been attempted. The stained glass window is behind the pulpit. I'm guessing though we can't see it from here. And right next to it is the door to the observation tower. Ah, there she is. There's no priestess here, she runs the church. You'll want to talk to her first if you're planning to participate in the Harvest Festival. I'll go fetch her for you. Oh god. Whistling his way between the pews, the boy appears into the back of the chapel, returning with a nun in tow. When I see her, my face twists for a brief moment. Good afternoon. You came to see the festival, I hear. It's wonderful to have you. Is that who I think it is? I'm but all certain at this point that all major players from behind the tree doors are present here. Not just the three men whose shadows remain in the mansion, but also the women who were important parts of their lives. True dressed differently, the way she speaks and the way she holds herself resemble the woman killed by her lover behind the second door. They're all connected. What we thought were three separate tales, all sketched back to a single point in time before our own. Is there something the matter? No, I was just thinking how unusual it is for one nun to be managing an entire church all by herself. Ah yes, that's the usual reaction from new visitors. Even I think this assignment is a bit over my head. Assignment? Ah well, I was at another church before this one. Right. A similar building, and I was the only nun. But the lord of the land ordered me to transfer to a new, larger church he was opening. So I'm here. So here I am. The Lord, that must be Jacob, right? There's plenty of space on the property, more than enough to provide shelter for orphan children and aid for the sick. It seems rather vacant from what I've seen. Yeah, about that. We used to take people in, but circumstances have made that difficult of late. What kind of circumstances? It's not something I can discuss with an outsider, sorry. Wait, I'm guessing it has to do with Morgana's imprisonment here. Do you think she knows about Morgana? I will guess not. The men swore to keep it between the three of them. So she being forced to oversee the matching completely, oblivious of what's happening here. Which isn't easy to say. She's not connected to it in some way. If she is the girl from the second tale, then she should be close with. Is something troubling you? Ah, no, my apologies. I got lost in thought. You don't look it, but you're actually a bit of a daydreamer, aren't you? Yep. Daydreamer. Mel would fit that description much better. Why? Do I really look that much of an airhead? Yeah. Oh, I can see that. Someone has to watch out for him, or he's likely to lose his head in the clouds. I really don't think I'm that spacey. I'm not trying to say that you're spacey, I just feel like I gotta keep one eye on you at all times. It's a lot like what I imagined having a little brother would be like. I'm the oldest child, you know. What's the big deal? You don't want a big sister? No. Well, I want you to be my little brother. No. I don't want to be just a chapel sister to you. That's so stiff and normal. And formal. No, I want to be your sister. I'm a little old to be playing make-believe. Oh, come on. No. They're quite friendly with one another, it seems. Oh, I know. Why won't you become her brother then? Her brother? What? Will you? What? I will not. What? Oh, I know. Why won't you become her brother? Who's her brother then? Oh, he was talking to me. I will not. Besides, I'm clearly the oldest one here. Why not? Why not? I don't think it matters who's older and who. You don't really act that old anyways. I have at least 10 years on you. Your youngest child insecurity is showing. Insecurity? You two are pretty good friends, huh? Not really. We can discuss the veracity of that claim later. I would like to ask you a favor. What is it? I will gladly help with anything I can. Could you perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? Could I perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? I don't have anywhere to stay. Or a source of income for that matter. I know it would be taking advantage of your generosity, but I don't mean to intrude for a few days. But I only mean to intrude for a few days. I'll be more than happy to offer you a place to stay. At any other time. But right now, I can't let you stay here. I'm so sorry. Well damn, so much for that. Don't let one little no stop you, keep pushing. Put on a show, earn her sympathy, oh my god. She's a lady of the cloth. If you make her feel bad for you, she'll offer you her aid. Oh my god. Put on a show, you expect me to act? Cough, cough, I'm having another episode of... fuck. And I'm so sure this church will be able to help. That's not gonna convince anyone. Seriously. Quiet you. He is perfectly fine on our walk here. Shut your mouth, boy! As I said, we did once offer a place of respite for the ill and needy. But regrettably for the time being, we are unable to take anyone in. What I can do though is give you medicine. Since we can't let people stay here with the Lord's generous assistance, we'll be handing out medicine instead. Oh no. That's the blood, right? So all you do here then is give people medicine. Yes, I suppose that's what it boiled down to. I'm honestly not sure why we're not allowed to offer shelter right now, but we are still able to provide assistance to those in need, so I assume it's just a temporary measure and we'll be able to take people in again before long. And with how much he's done for the church, it's not really my place to complain about his decision. I truly am sorry, I hope you understand. I'm supposed to ask for a tid in exchange normally. But this is just once. It's yours free of charge. Could you tell me more about this medicine, please? It's called Saint's blood. And it'll cure any disease. Saint's blood. It's not real blood, of course. That's just what it's called. It sure sounds divine, doesn't it? Nope. It sounds menacing. No, that's not true. Huh? It is real blood. What do you? Sorry to butt in. Oh god, no. Sorry to butt in, but do you mind if I bring him back to my room? I don't think I mentioned it, but he's an old friend of mine. We got a lot of catching up to do. Alright. Hey, come on, this way. Well, that sure got quite a reaction out of him. And now he's incredibly leery of you. When she mentioned the blood, I couldn't stop myself. I probably should have kept my mouth shut though. No, it was the right choice. Mel doesn't say a word the entire way. His smile has retreated and there is a hint of fear lurking beneath his now stony expression. I spend the trek through the mansion corridors wondering how to answer the question I know are coming. How to solve the problem I put myself in. We entered a bedroom, presumably his, and he closed the door behind us. I can see the distress in his eyes as he glares at me. I I have to ask, who exactly are you? Why did you say that back there? The saint blood is actual blood. In response to his questioning, I... Save. Yes. I need to get back to tell him everything. Tread carefully. I'm gonna choose tread carefully. We don't have much time, but it's in our best interest to tread carefully. There's too much we don't know yet. It would not be wise to make a rash decision. With him as tense and suspicious as he is right now, it won't be easy to get his key or persuade him to tell us how he ended up here. Furthermore, my experiences with the tree shades tell me that if I'm not careful, I could be putting myself in unimaginable danger. A brief flash of what might have happened had I spoken too soon crosses my mind, sending a chill down my spine. If I want to get Mel on my side, I'm going to need something more, something decisive. Something that will convince him he needs to come clean and set Morgana free. Regardless, being cautious is going to mean much if I can get him to let us stay in the mansion. We need to be nearby to keep an eye on things, to gather information. How to go about that, though? Assuming he's not voluntarily involved, maybe all we have to do is ask for his help in setting Morgana free and he'll work for us. Perhaps. Being so direct will only invite more suspicion. But she's probably on the right track. When I met his shadow, it was burdened with great regret. He begged me to help him. My remark about the saint's blood, it was based on stories I once heard about a person whose blood was said to have healing properties. Stories. Maybe they haven't made it out this far, I don't know, but they tell of a girl born from a distant village, a saint and the daughter of God. I thought that perhaps the nun might be the saint spoken of in stories, and I was hoping for the opportunity to see a miracle before with my own eyes. I have to say, you look more angry than excited. I didn't hide it very well, I guess. Maybe it appeared that way to you, but I've never had such a friendly face. Never such a very friendly face. If you say so, as long as you're telling the truth. I myself have to wonder. Why did my remarks seem to bother you so much? There was something more to the saint's blood than you were telling me. No. Something that would make you want to get me alone and interrogate me. There's nothing. I didn't want to scare anyone with the talk of blood since there's not actually any in it. And I didn't know about the stories, so... It's just medicine, I swear. As you say. It got nothing to do with the saints in your stories. To change the subject, could I ask you to convince the nun to allow me to stay here? Eh? Weren't you listening? We can't take anyone in right now. Which is why I'm asking for your recommendation. You live on the premises, don't you? I'm more a supervisor of sorts. Then you should have some say in the matter. Why? Until the Harvest Festival is all I'm asking. Why not get a room in an inn? If you need money, I'll spare you some coins. I must stay in this mansion. But why? Those are my instructions. What? You know the stained glass window in the chapel behind the pulpit. I was named after the Archangel Michael depicted there. The angel came to me in a vision instructing me to watch over the festival here. From where you're standing, you can possibly have been seen the window. Have seen the window in that much detail. You couldn't. Oh, I get it. You've been to the church before, and you're just acting like you haven't. There's a metal door off to the side leading to an observation tower. Yeah, you can see the tower from the side. Inside is a long spiral staircase. Not made of stone, but wood. There's a single door atop of the stairs. How? What are you really here for? All that vision stuff is a lie. I am not here to cause you any trouble. In fact, I'm on your side. You show up out of nowhere and expect me to believe your nonsense. All I ask is for you to allow me to stay here until the day of the festival. If you can do that for me, then I'll make you the promise I could not before. I have not forgotten your pleas for salvation. I know you want to be free. Let me guess, you saw that in a vision too. If you want to call it that, then you can. I've never once asked for you to save me. You're mad. But fine. I've got nothing to hide anyways. If I say you're a friend, the Saintess should be willing to accommodate you. Wait, I already told her you were my friend, didn't I? I'll try to persuade her. I don't know what your deal is, but try not to cause any trouble, okay? For your own sake. I won't. Only until the festival. You're not getting another day out of me or her. And this isn't your home, so don't act like it is. Of course. Thank you. I know, you know, I never did get your name. It's Michelle. Ah, right. After the Archangel Michelle. Just like you said, I never really cared much for Michelle, to be honest. He weighs your soul on one hand, on his perfectly balanced scales, then delivers its punishment with a sword in his other. He's not an angel of salvation. Out of curiosity, could you perhaps be? No, never mind. It's turned into a little bit of a storage area, but there's an open room for you can use. I'll show you the way. I appreciate your courtesy. Oh, this is just lovely. There are cracks in the ceiling and the walls peeling off. There is a bed at least, but it's coated in dust. This was a storeroom when I lived here, as I recalled. Sorry about the condition. I didn't choose a bad room for you on purpose, I promise. If you want to sleep somewhere more comfortable, you're not gonna find out here. Not a problem, I'm grateful to have a room at all. If you say so. Well, I have work to do, I should be on my way. I'll talk to the Saintess as promised. I imagine she'll make suffer for you at some point. But do keep your crazy talk to yourself around her. I'll make a note of it, thank you. See you. We made it work somehow. It's a lot of pressure being under that much suspicion, huh? My heart was pounding the whole time. And that the Archangel Michael came to me in a vision and stuff. I never expected you to go there. Why do you tell him that anyways? Because I didn't think telling him, "I know the future and I need your help changing it," would have gone over very well. Besides, those who yearn for redemption have a tendency to latch on to the spiritual. I thought taking advantage of that would work to our benefit. You know, I bet you make a pretty good con artist, Michelle. Yeah, yeah. I did what I thought was necessary. I know, I know. Besides, you have every intention of keeping your promise, don't you? Whether or not Mel can be saved is up to him. I will lend him my hand, though. Oh, you say it all on him. You say it's all on him, but deep down you know you're on his side. We're complete strangers to this now, but I can't bring myself to think of him that way. We just met today, but it feels like we're reuniting with an old friend. He's the same old Mel, and you were actually there, a part of his life, which I imagine makes the sentiment all the stronger. You don't feel the same way. I don't think of him as a total stranger now. However, nothing. I was about to say something incredibly cynical, but I caught myself. What? It's nothing to worry about it. If you say so. I was always the one with nothing to offer, powerless to be of anyone's help. So if anything motivating me is not concern for the boy, but desire to prove that someone like me can do something. I didn't take much arm twisting to get him to give us a room, so who knows, maybe he will come over to our side easier than either of us expected. Him giving us a room was not simply out of kindness. Keeping me nearby allows him to keep an eye on me. He doesn't trust me, but he also doesn't know enough about me to decide what to do yet. He needs time, and doing this gives him that time. If he decides keeping me around is not to his advantage, he will act accordingly. Do you really think he'll do anything to hurt you? Mel is a kind boy, and well, to be frank, I don't think he has the spine for it. It's hard to say, but even if he doesn't, we still have the other two men to worry about. Nevertheless, his cooperation will undoubtedly be the easiest of the three to gain. We were fortunate to run into him first. What makes you say that? Did you ever have the chance to see the shadows trapped in the mansion? The shadows. I might have. But around the time Hay and Rose passed away, I wasn't really there anymore. I stopped thinking, stopped trying to make sense of the things inhabiting the house. I had become merely another part of the cursed mansion. I was only able to converse with them after I had reclaimed myself. I suppose much like the rules differ between the realms of the living and the dead, so do they differ from those who have lost their grip on reality. As I was searching for a way to get you out of the tower, I encountered and spoke to the three men's shadows. Of the three, Mel was the least threatening. He bears a great deal of regret. He yearns for someone to save him. I heard him muttering, "This isn't what I want." He doesn't want to be involved in this. Someone else is holding the reins. My first guess would be the Lord, but regardless, they're not equals in this endeavor. If he wants out, then maybe he would have agreed to help if we told him we're here to save Morgana. Carelessly revealing our hand at this stage doesn't seem wise. It would have never gotten to this point if it were so easy to stop. So I guess our first task is to earn Mel's trust. Morgana's death is in 3 days. We have until then to get all 3 keys. It won't be easy. I mean, we weren't even present in this world until today. Exactly. We have no one to vouch for us, no one who even knows who we are. But we have knowledge, quite a bit of it in fact. We not only knows what happens in this era, but you showed me their next lives as well. From that I can deduce how they might behave and to whom they have ties. You're right, we do. We know things we should have no way of knowing. And we can use that knowledge to our advantage. There's various interpersonal relationships where we can get our edge, I think. They each have their reasons for locking up Morgana, and if I'm right, they're doing it for other people. It's these powerful bonds driving them. Mel's driving force would be his sister, for instance. Are they mere bonds, or is it fate that ties them together? You're right, we should find and talk to his sister. Mel is more likely to act if it's coming from her than us. I agree. If his darling sister tells him to stop, he won't have any reason to continue his involvement. Knowing how the first tale ended make me slightly uncertain, but for now we can work under the assumption that he does genuinely care for her. What do you want to bet she's somewhere nearby? I mean, she will be. It's her death that sparked the chaos on the day of the Harvest Festival. Right, it was. No, you're exactly right. But what I was going to say is that people tend to keep those they care about close by. It would appear I have a bad tendency to focus too much on those facts. It was entirely unnecessary of me. Giselle did not need to remind me of that. I'm sorry. What for? For being careless with my words and inconsiderate. No need to apologize for the truth. Besides, you and considerate are like oil and water. Today you are the fire to my oil. We have 3 days to stop this tragedy. Let's get to work. Let's. We'll probably have more luck acting than just searching for her. If we can't find Mel, the nun might know. Off we go. As I step into the chapel, I see an old man waving to the nun as he heads for the floor. The man is practically beaming, and by judging by the vial in his hand, he's happy about more than simply having the chance to see her. This is saint's blood. According to Morgana's account, a disease began spreading through the city at the Harvest Festival, eventually eradicating the population. In a time like this, where medical knowledge is so limited, a plague would have been almost unstoppable. And the sight of so many people dying so quickly could appear to them the work of a demon or a curse. We come from the future, so we know just how dangerous this is. But they have no idea. Morgana described it as a tale that could only taken place in that era of miracles and spirituality. And about that, she couldn't be more right. We could we maybe warn everyone against taking the medicine, assuming the sickness was caused by them ingesting the blood at any rate. It's not just medicine they're being given, but bottled diseases like some sick joke. If we could convince them to stop taking saints' blood, then maybe that would prevent the city from being destroyed. But the fact that it's being distributed in the house of the Lord and Pebble as a miracle cure play right into their deep-rooted spirituality. Would it even be possible to convince them otherwise? And besides, it's not them we came here to save, but... No, that's veering too far out of our intended path. We need to find the truth and save Morgana's soul. Putting ourselves out like that is only going to get us unwanted attention, make people suspicious. And we don't have that kind of time. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It just, knowing what they're doing to themselves, I couldn't help but think that maybe there was something we could do. Especially considering how it all turns out. I understand the sentiment, or rather I understand your reasoning. But for me, Morgana takes priority over them. And you over everything. Releasing Morgana's soul should save yours as well, Giselle. If we can eliminate the mansion's darkness, then you won't have to be trapped as it's made. I have no interest in being the hero of the masses. Let's go talk about Mel's sister then. Let's go act about Mel's sister then. Okay. I turn my gaze back towards the nun and find her kneeling in one of the pews. She bows her head and begins to whisper a prayer. There is no one else in the chapel. Now is the perfect time to ask. Hearing me approach, she falls silent and turns to face me, wearing her usual disarming smile. Hello, Michelle. Mel was just here. He told me everything. I can't turn away in front of Mel. Now, can we? I can't turn away in front of Mel now, can we? Hee hee. Sorry for turning you down earlier. No worries. I did a poor job explaining myself. So, did you need something? Let me guess. Medicine? No. No, I'm perfectly in good health. Yeah, I figured you were lying. I can ask her about Saint Blood some other time. And while I have a number of questions about the man she is close to, right now Mel's sister is priority. Are you familiar with Mel's younger sister? She has flaxen hair much like him. Oh, you mean Ellie. Are you and her friends too? I would say we're more... You're better off just saying you're friends. Friends, yes. What about her? I'd like to speak with her, and I'm wondering if you might know where I could find her. Ellie should be down at the cottage, I believe. The cottage? Yeah, that's where I stay too. I don't sleep in the mansion itself. So, you don't live here, but only work here. Right. For one, there are men who live here. The Lord likes to show up on occasions too, and we can't have a nun wandering around while he's here. So you and Ellie live together then? Yep. We have for about 6 months or so, ever since she and Mel showed up. I wanted to let her stay with her brother, but since this is technically a church property, we have to keep the boys and girls separate. I see. I'm so glad to hear Nellie got a friend though. What? She's not from around here, so she doesn't have many acquaintances. With how sick she can get, she doesn't spend much time outside. Which is a shame because she is such a sweet little girl. I'm her friend of course, but I've got responsibilities. I can only be around for so often. I'm sure she'll be delighted to have someone else to talk to. It will be my pleasure. Could you tell me the way to the cottage then? Oh sure, it's not far from here. You go down It's the same place that you went to go and report to your mother. The direction I got from the nun led me to a place I know from my own time. It's the same building where the man who had been ordered to keep me under surveillance stayed. Sunlight seeps resentfully through the trees, and I find myself having to look down at my feet as I follow the path. It's blindingly bright, painful. How are you holding up, Michelle? You'll be alright. I'll be alright. The sun's past its peak. In a few hours it won't be nearly as bad. Don't push yourself, okay? Okay. The trek is a reminder of just how inconvenient my body was. And having this chance to experience being alive again comes with both the good parts and the bad. But now is hardly the time to complain about my sensitivity to the sun. It's not long before we reach a clearing in a small cottage surrounded by a small garden coming into view. Crouching by a flower bed, picking flowers, is a flaxen-haired girl. She looks scared. Are you Nellie? Though several details of her appearance don't much match my memory of her, she still has a distinct hair. It could be nobody else. This Nellie is considerably thinner and looks rather frail. The effects of her being ill, I presume. Who are you? My name is Michelle. I have a few questions to ask you. Can we talk for a bit? I would have thought she'd have said something by now. You're being way too blunt, Michelle. You've gone and scared her. What else am I supposed to say? You have to approach slowly, carefully. Go on, give her a smile. Nice, soft smile, not a creepy one. I'm only here to talk. It's creepy. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, that's definitely not a nice smile. I can't even see it, but I can still tell. What did you expect? I can't just smile on demand. Get the bad man? No. The bad man had come to kidnap me? No. Save me, dearest Mel, before this bad man does bad things to me. Calm down, please. I'm not gonna do anything to you. Don't get any closer. I know you're trying to do bad things to me. I'm not gonna do bad things to you. Couldn't, even if I wanted to. Don't move or I'll call the guards on you. Yep, it does smell it. Please calm down. I mean you no harm, honestly. That's what all bad men say. I love the face. No, Giselle, don't just watch. This would be a fantastic time for a little advice. Got it, maybe she'll calm down if you mention Mel. You're a genius. I'm a friend of Mel's. What? He was telling me about you and how you wanted someone to talk to. He asked me to go and keep you company. Mel asked you to come talk to me. He did. Do you trust me now? So what makes you your friend then? As much as it pays me to admit it. Michelle! What on earth possesses you to say that? It's a slip of the tongue, oh god. So that makes you his friend then, as much as it pays me to admit it, oh god. You and him, is that so? Yes. Pretty old to be friends with my Mel. Are you really his friend? Really? Then prove it. How so? If you're really his friend, then you should be able to tell me about him. Why in God's name would you ever subject me to that? Do you not like Mel, Michelle? That's not it, we're just incompatible. Okay, here we go. First question, what does my Mel love most of all? You. That's Nelly Tater, okay. I just want to get all the decisions out of the way, just to check. But it's Nelly. You think so too? You think I'm his favorite thing in the whole wide world? Yes. I like to believe that's what he's saying. I think it'd be wonderful if I could say, if I could be his number one. Her excessive love for her brother is still out in full force, I see. Second question, what kind of person is my numero? A prince. He's a spineless chump. Hold on, I need to save. I need to save all these so I can get all the endings. Yes. He is a... I don't even know what it is. He's a spineless chump. He's a nice guy. That's right, he's a very nice guy. He can have his head in the clouds sometimes, but other than that, he's perfect. You know your stuff. To be honest, I was just saying what you wanted to hear. Me and my big mouth. Okay, final question. Describe what he looks like for me. That's easy. Try not to scrutinize. I try not to scrutinize other men. He's decently handsome. I'm far better looking. Oh, I love these. I need to go back and do these options. Hold on. I just want to see what these options are like. He's decently handsome. I just trying to pick the right choices. Isn't he? He's like a modern day Odysseus. Adonis. That might be a bit of a stretch. Mel could be a prince in a fairy tale now. He got the most perfect face. May I ask you something? Do you realize he's still growing, right? And that can change a man in unimaginable ways. He could end up 2 heads taller, shoulders twice as broad and covered in muscles before you realize what happened. And body hair, lots of that, facial hair as thick as these woods. Would you still consider Mel your prince if that happened to him? Mel with beard and muscles. I won't have it. That's not my Mel. Not at all. You're headed into dangerous waters, Mel. My Mel will never ever grow a beard. I mean, you're not going to be alive to see it, but you know. I will pray every day to make sure of that. And he won't get big and muscly either. There's nothing princely about any of that. I wouldn't mind some muscles myself. Out of curiosity, did you ever want to be buff like that, Michelle? No. Well, yes, of course. Every man wants to be strong and well built, not every man. I don't think the beefy look would work on you. Oh, that's the last of my questions. You're not a complete stranger, it seems. Sure, why not? You can be Mel's friend. Oh, so you is the one. Wait. You have a rose around your waist? That's so cute. Why not? You can be Mel, so you decide who is Mel friends then. Why, thank you. This is great. I was sure you were a bad man. Why is that the first impression everyone has of me? Never that I'm someone decent. Any friends of Mel must be a good person. Nope. No, an amazing person. That's quite the fate you have in him. Why wouldn't I? He's my big brother. That's some circular logic. Yeah, circular logic. Is it just you? Is Mel not coming? He is rather busy at the moment. Oh, he always has something to take care of, that Mel. He's hardly given me any attention these past couple of months. The thing is, how is Mel gonna react when you go by Nelly and she tell him, hey, your friend came and see me? He's gonna be pissed. He's hardly given me any attention these past couple of months. But that's okay, because today I've got you to keep me company, hee hee. Oh, poor Marilyn. Yes, you do. I can stay long though. I can't stay long though. Alright, just stay until sundown then. You had something you wanted to ask me, didn't you? Well, if you're a good enough friend, I'll tell you anything you want to know. And how do I go about that? Talking. Lots and lots of talking. You have to keep me entertained. Oh my god. You're asking for far too much of me. What? She's not acting much at all. What? She just wants to talk. Talking is... Do you think someone who spent 13 years in isolation knows the first thing about holding a pleasant conversation? Yeah. Hey now, I was there for a year of that. I'll help you come up with topics to go on. Do you not want to talk to me? No, I do. I'm just not much of a conversationalist. Okay, then instead of talking, you can sing. What? I never seen a minstrel before, but I've always wanted to know what kind of songs they sing. Will you show me? I never seen one myself either. But I heard secondhand accounts of songs, traveling, long jongleurs, I don't know what those are, sorry. Very well then. I'll teach you a song an old acquaintance of mine heard while traveling. Whee, I can't wait. Was it? Here it goes. Yeah, that face tells me everything. What? The silence is deafening. I'm shocked. I don't think I ever heard someone sing so badly. Me neither, I'm flabbergasted. Let's hear you try then. That's enough singing for today. I don't want my ears to fall off. What a vicious little girl. I know, let's bake something. Bake something, okay. Yep, come inside. I made some nice jam earlier today. I want to make it into a pretty little pie. You got to help me with that. I'm not much of a... Come on, get to move on. Oh. You either help or you don't get to be my friend. As you wish, madam. This is not going to end well. Because he can't cook. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. How on earth do you manage to turn an apple pie into this monstrosity? Don't. I gave it my best shot, okay? Don't complain. There's only one explanation. You're possessed. It's true, he is, but I am a perfectly good chef. Michelle is just naturally terrible at it. God, could this go any worse? I can't give this to Mel. Jerk, damn it, loser. I'm sorry, God. Well, I guess we got no choice but to eat it ourselves. I'll set the table. But you're eating your own mess, yes. I make us some tea while I'm at it. You know, I've always dreamed of just sitting around a table with a friend having snacks and just talking. Oh. Yeah, but for that, I can deal with a little awful, disgusting pie. It's just too bad I can't share with my Mel too. I see. For all her complaining, she does seem to be enjoying herself. I can only imagine how lonely she's out here. While she may act all bright and cheerful, beneath it is a real sense of isolation. And the same can be said about the girl behind the first door. As vivacious and pushy as she could be, you could see hints of loneliness behind it all. Her brother was practically all she had while she lived in the mansion. But if I were to guess, that's not the life she really wanted. I bet she would have preferred to be able to go out and play with friends. Being born into a noble family takes away a lot of your freedom. Even in such drastically different time periods, she's still the same girl inside. Actually, maybe the parallels extend beyond her as a person and into the course of her two different lives. Perhaps that means all those who were reconstructed at Morgana's wish are destined to lead similar lives. Though destined might be putting it too nicely. Nelly. I would be glad to lend you my ear if you would like. You can talk about the weather or your brother or anything you want. You will? Great, let's take a seat. I got lots I want to talk about. More than you can possibly imagine. And you'll never guess what Mel said next. I mean more to him than anyone else in the world. Yep. So I'm growing flowers on the garden, right? Well, when I got enough of them, I'm going to make a big bouquet and give it to Mel. Back at home, we got this really big yard with this huge tree we used to take naps under when it was nice out. So what do you think about the tea I made? The flower petals is what really ties it all together. Oh, and you won't believe what happened after that. Care for another cup of tea? I'll make as much as you can drink. No, thank you, I'm fine. I feel like all I did was nod and listen. And the bulk of it was about Mel, no less. I haven't talked that much in ages, Time sure flies by, huh? The sun is starting to set. Do you and the nun not speak much? We do, but it's kind of, I don't know. Not really the same with her. I just feel like she's too important for me to waste her time. Being the lady in charge of the church and pretty much the whole estate. What about Mel? Does he not visit you very often? No, he does. He comes to see me a lot. Even right now, imagine he walked through the door and see those conversations. Then why? He hasn't been himself lately. My old Mel will happily listen to whatever I had to say, but now he seems kind of distracted. It sounds like he's really busy. When he visits, he doesn't stay for long, and he has to go back to the mansion at night. I tried to get him to stay longer, but it never works. And he always avoids the question when I ask him why he can't. It feels like he's hiding something. Knowing what he's hiding, I can understand why he wouldn't want to talk about it. He can never tell his precious sister what he and two other men have a girl locked up in a tower, and that he's stealing her blood for her sake. I wish I could have stayed the way things could have stayed the way they were before. The way they were before. When it was just the two of us living together. I know we're more stable here and I can get the medicine I need from the church. But I'd rather stay being sick than be so alone. You said you came here around 6 months ago. Yep. It was just the two of us before that. Well, before that, at our old house, we had a bunch of servants. But I never really liked it there either. With that many people around, I just felt more alone. I liked it so much better when it was just me and Mel. Is it really what you want? To be sick and in constant pain? It's better than being alone. Mel just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand the loneliness, that loneliness is so much worse. Or maybe that's just a guy thing. They don't get what it's like to be ignored. What it feels like to be left in the dark and not knowing anything. We don't understand now. We? Oh, we men, okay. We think saving their lives matters above all. Huh? Even if there's a cost to saving that life, we're incapable of gauging how great it is. We're unable to see how egotistical, how self-serving our actions are. Are you talking about yourself? The same could be said for Mel as well, I imagine. Mel's still around though. Mel's still around though. He's there, but he's like trying to avoid me. All I want for him is to be here, to be with me. That's all I really want. He doesn't have to be a perfect fairy tale prince. Have you ever told him that? What? Have you ever told him that he doesn't have to be the perfect brother? That you'd be happy with just having him there? Have you ever put those feelings into words? I'm always telling him I want him around, and that he doesn't have to be your prince to do so. He's already said that he will be my prince, and he always smiles whenever I talk about it. So how am I supposed to turn around and say he doesn't have to be my prince anymore? I know it's not your intention to force an ideal image onto him, but unconsciously, subconsciously, that's what you're doing when you talk like that. And Mel is trying to meet those expectations. Actually, he may not be conscious of it himself, and he just believes deep down that the kind of person he's supposed to be, or more accurately, he seems to have a need to make himself look good to others. He believed that if he is good to others, they will be good to him in return. Alright. Am I a burden? I can assure you he's better off with you around. But I am a burden to him right now, aren't I? To be honest with me. Yes, you are. Really? Does Mel not like me anymore? Is that why he's being avoidant? Has been avoiding me? I promise you that's not the case. At the very least, he's doing what he's doing now because of how much he cares about you. You promise? I promise. I love him. I love my Mel very much. Too much, in fact. To be honest, I know I do. I understand that really. I know I'm making his life difficult. But Mel is all I have. He's the only person I can latch onto. And I can't control my feelings. It can be difficult to tame your emotions at your age. There's nothing wrong with that. However, you should have taken stock of those emotions. Sort through everything you've got in your mind, and then sat down with him and talked about it. Even if those things you feel seem wrong or unspeakable, you should have opened up to him, taken the time to figure out what works best for the both of you. You two need to face things you carried in your heart, things your brother carried in his. By not doing so, you end up never quite on the same page. Small misunderstandings pile up until it all comes crashing down. If they had just talked about it, communicated their feelings to one another, maybe their tragedies could have been avoided, even with Morgana's curse in play. If Nellie had only had a chance to come to grips with her feelings for Mel, then maybe things wouldn't have escalated the way they did. Her actions that night were arguably hysteric, but she wasn't always like that. Sorry. That was out of line. None of this is any of my business, I know. No need to apologize. You're a very curious man, you know that. Huh? We only met a couple hours ago, but you talk like you know me my whole life. Feel like you can hear everything I'm thinking, see everything in my heart. Did Mel tell you all that? No, he didn't tell me much. I didn't think so. He doesn't know me that well. It's not too late, is it? If I talk to him, really tell him how I feel, do you think Mel will listen? I know he will. It won't make things worse. It won't make them uncomfortable. There's a chance that a rift may form at first, but those cracks can be filled again, and I promise you the result will be something much better than if you had held it in. It will all work out. Okay, next time I see Mel, I tell him he doesn't have to try to be my prince. Good. You really are a curious man. You're the first person to ever talk to me like I'm a real person. Everyone loves to say how sweet and adorable I am, but that's it. I was only ever the make-believe princess. You are a real person, I assure you. Thanks. You know, after talking to you, I'm feeling a lot better. Like I could do anything. I'm glad you came by today. I'm glad I can meet you in person. It's weird, it feels like we've known each other for our entire lives. I've known you for some time. Or perhaps I should say, what you will become. Huh? Oh no, ignore me. Was that supposed to be a pickup line? You're hitting on a little girl! Bad, Michelle. I'm too young for that. Yes. You should be bad for that. No, I wasn't. And now you're getting all flustered. I swear that's not what that was. I know. Jeez, do you really think I trust you that little? Sorry. Oh, I just had the most wonderful idea. Yep. Instead of being my friend, I'll let you be something even better. You be my second brother. Oh God. Second brother. A brother is much more special to me than a friend. Though obviously you can't be my number one. I'm blanking. She's taking a liking to you, that's good for us. I'm not sure how I feel about her putting so much trust in me so quickly though. The amount of time it takes isn't important. What matters is that you listen to her, you understand her, and you treat her like a real person. In her eyes, you're someone she can depend on. Do you not want me as your sister? Actually, I was the youngest child, so having a younger sibling would be what? Come on, spit it out. Would be rather nice. Hee hee. You bet it would. Who wouldn't want an adorable little sister like me? That's a bit narcissistic one, you say. Well, it's true, isn't it? Go on, tell me I'm adorable, dearest Michelle. Oh no. What? Well, don't just stare at me. If my Mel was here, he wouldn't bat an eye. Please don't compare me to him. Yeah. You know, now might be a good time to tell her about Morgana. Part of me feels like I would be taking advantage of her newly earned trust, but it will certainly be easier to bring up now while she holds me such high regards. She is much more likely to believe me. You're right. Nah, I do think it's a good time. I agree, now is probably the best chance we get. Especially considering how little time we have. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I can't shake the feeling I'm rushing things, but at this point, all I could do is go with it and pray it works out. If we had the time, I think we all like to hold off. Nellie looked like she's having so much fun. And even you seem to be enjoying yourself. No, I am. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm having fun watching you myself. Let's do it. Let's tell her about Morgana. We have to do it at some point anyways. Yes, let's. Nellie, do you mind if I ask you a question? What is the difference from Michelle? Ask me anything you want. Have you heard of something called Saint Blood? You mean the medicine? Yes, except it's not actually. I know, yeah. It's actually the saint's blood and not medicine. But no telling. You what? One day before we moved here, when it was just me and Mel, the saintess came to visit. My mind has been foggy for a long time. Like I was not quite asleep, but not quite awake either. But when I heard her soft, pleasant voice, the clog cleared for a bit. And then she performed a miracle for me. The blood was awful and gross and terrible, but the saintess hers is different. Hers is pure. They're saying you know everything, Nelly. But the observation tower and... Huh? The tower? What about it? Nay, she doesn't know about that. That's where they keep her. No, the saintess is always in the chapel. And she stays here with me. She comes back at night. In fact, she should be here any minute now. So she thinks the saintess, the nun is and Morgana, and not Morgana. No, Nelly, the blood comes from... I'm really grateful to her. She didn't just perform one miracle, she's been taking care of me while I'm here too. So whenever I see her, I always say thank you. I thank her for sharing her blood with me. And she always say it's nothing, with a big smile. Nellie, no. The nun has no idea. She just assumed Nellie's thanking her for her medicine. I owe the saintess my life. Oh no. No, Nellie. She's not the one who you should be grateful to. Huh? The girl you owe your life to has been locked up suffering alone as we speak. But the saintess is at the church. The girl who came to visit you is not the nun everyone calls a saintess. Her name is Morgana. What are you talking about, Michelle? The saintess is locked up. Stop that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Everything I'm telling you is the truth. Please believe me. While you were laying in bed sick, barely conscious, did you get blood? A good look at the saintess who gave you her blood. You did, didn't you? You couldn't make out any details because your mind was in a haze. And then when you arrived at this estate, you met a woman who people call the Saintess, giving out medicine known as Saint Blood. So you assumed she was the one who had cured you. That's the story you choose to believe. If what you're saying is true, then where is the other Saintess who came to see me? At the top of the mansion's observation tower. The door to the tower is locked. She's imprisoned there. And how do you know this? Because it wouldn't be wise to tell her I'm from the future just yet. That would be only serve to confuse her even further. All I need to convince her of right now is that Morgana is being held in the tower. There's an idea. Perhaps I could borrow from the story what the white-haired girl told Mel. I received a letter. A letter? There's a single window far outstretched in the chamber at the top of the tower. A dove flew through the window, so she wrote a letter, tying it to a bird's leg, and released it into the hope someone will come and set her free. That letter ended up in my hands. If that's the case, then who locked her up? Was the Saintess the one I know? No, I don't believe the nun is aware. I think she is simply doing her job in good faith. Then who? Michelle. I know very well that I'm supposed to say it. What I'm supposed to say will likely crush her, but I can't let that stop me. Who would do such a terrible thing? Nellie, I want you to brace yourself on what I'm about to say. There are 3 men participating in Morgana's imprisonment. And one of those 3 is your brother Mel. I understand that's the last thing you wanted to hear, but please believe me, I will not say something so upsettingly sightly. I wish to save Morgana, the true saint. And I will like your assistance. With your help, I could get her out of that tower. I need you to get through to Mel, otherwise both he and Morgana will remain entrapped. That's not true. Nellie. You're lying, you have to be. My Mel will never do something so horrible. You're a terrible liar. It's true, I swear to you. You think I'm going to believe that? My Mel is an amazing, wonderful person. He is not cruel and evil. He is a good and kind like a prince. Oh no. And a prince will never lock someone up. I know you're not blind, Ellie. You can see that all your prince talk has been putting pressure on him. So, you think that's gonna change my mind? He has no reason to do any of that. But he does, Nellie. He certainly is not happy about it, no. But he's doing it for you. What do you mean? He needs her blood to keep you healthy. So, to ensure he always had a supply. And despite that, Saint's blood probably doesn't even have healing properties. No one benefits from doing this. Not you, not Mel, and certainly not Morgana. And I don't think anyone can stop him except you. Mel won't listen to me. Did you not just say you would talk things through with him? Just shut up. Stop talking already. I'm not done listening to you. I'm done listening to you. Oh. Ellie. I'll never believe you. You're not my brother anymore. You're just a horrible, horrible man. Who do you think you are to march in here and try to make my Mel into a bad guy? And after I made you my second brother. What's wrong with you? I trusted you. I ate nasty pie and had tea with you. But you're just mean, evil man. But you're just a mean evil man here to turn me against my Mel. I know you don't want to believe me, but I'm telling you the truth, every word. I beg you to open your eyes and ask him yourself. If you don't believe me, then ask Mel about Morgana. I guarantee you he'll panic. Enough already. Get out here, get out this instant. Ellie, don't say my name, just go away, get out here. Now, I don't want to ever see you again. I should have chased you out the moment I saw you. Get out now! I pray you could find it in yourself to open your eyes and face the truth. Get out! One last thing before I go, Nelly. What? What? It was my only option, I know that. But I feel like all I accomplished by telling her was bringing her more pain. It's a difficult balance. We just have to pray that you were able to get through to her. I'm sure she will come around. If only we had a little more time. In 3 days it will be all over. Morgana, the entire web of people connected to her will die. That's not enough time. Let's return to the mansion and look for Mel. I would like to speak with him. Is there a chance we can't even get the smallest bit of Nellie's feelings through to him? Maybe he'll have a change of heart. Hopefully. It's hardly going to be elegant, but it's what must be done. Ah, did you just get back? The Saintess was telling me you want to see Nellie. What do you think, sweet girl, isn't she? That she is. Though she can be a bit of a handful at times. I'm glad you could keep her company for a bit. Now, just to be sure, you kept a lid on all the crazy, yeah, I'm not sure. You kept a lid on all your crazy talk, right? Nope. She retreated. She heard me do something, nothing more. Just wait until Mel goes and check on Nellie, and she tells him everything. Ah, the stuff with the flower petals in it, yeah. She thinks it's some kind of charm to make it taste better. Girls seem to have a thing for stuff like that. Mel. Could you spare a bit of time for me? We need to talk. Oh, sure. Can I wait a bit though? Have to run a little errand after supper. When I'm done with that, I'll meet you in your room. Alright. You think the errand is bringing Morgana her meal for seemingly? We might be able to catch the truth in him opening the door if we trail Mel. It's too big of a risk. Mel is already wary enough as it is. I concur. And we don't know how the other two might react either. It's best to play it safe. No one's going to come to our defense if we're caught, not at this point in time. So we better off waiting in our room. Agreed. So I need to save. Yes. I'm gonna end the video here. The road to truth. Nice. But before I do that, what happens if I tell him everything? I know Mel feels immense remorse about his involvement in Morgana's imprisonment. So I decided it's best to tell him everything. His shade in the mansion begged for me to save him. So, if he knows what I know, maybe this Mel will seek my help as well. Perhaps I'm being rash, but it's worth a shot. Alright, I'll tell you everything. It might sound crazy, but I promise you, everything I'm about to tell you is the truth. I'm not from this time. What? I come here from a different point in time after Morgana's death. How do you know about? I know everything. Morgana told me what happened here and what will happen here. You and 2 other men imprisoned her at the top of the observation tower, eventually leading to her death. At this point in time, she should still be alive, but she will not be for much longer. When the bell tolls noon on the day of the harvest festival, Morgana's life will come to an end. And when she dies, she will do so in the grips of overwhelming hatred. Hatred that will transform her soul into a true witch. The 3 of you will become the targets of that hatred, the targets of her curse. And by the power of the curse, you will be drawn back to this place in your next lives, where great suffering and misery awaits you. Everything you're saying is going right over my head. Our next life, her soul, a witch. Every word of it is true. Did anything I say contradict your experience? The 3 of you have with Morgana imprisonment in the tower. You drain her of her blood, which you then claim as a medicine called Saint Blood, which you give out in exchange for tins. Am I wrong about that? I'm here to save Morgana, to set her free of that tower and her hatred, which will consequently set your souls free as well. I know you're not proud of what you've done. Lend me your hand in freeing Morgana. Tell me your story. Tell me how you came to be involved in her imprisonment. This is not the path you wish to take. I'm certain of that. You want blood for your sister, yes? But you're not the kind of man who would think of us severing another's arm was acceptable. You had to have some reason for it. Please give me your assistance. Tell me your tale. Saving her will save you too. I only want what's best for you. Could you give me a moment? This is also sudden. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it. But I do not get one thing. That you know what I've been doing. Give me some time to process this. I'll have an answer for you tonight. He's gonna get the rest of the guys and kill me. Please. I'll make the right decision. I just need time to convince myself. I understand. Wait until I'll come back with you. It's almost sundown, so it wouldn't be long. Tonight I'll tell you what I can. Once I've made sense of everything, I'm sure I'll be able to shake hands. So just relax here for a bit. I'll be waiting. Thanks. See you tonight. Well, he seems to believe it. Thankfully. I was worried he wouldn't. I knew he wasn't happy being a part of this. He desperately wanted out. And you give him that opportunity. I can only hope. He said he'd help, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt and see what happens when he comes back. Perhaps I'm being paranoid, but it feels like that went over too easily. Yeah, that's the thing. No, I made the right choice. I made the right decision. Hello, are you there? May I come in? You may. Sorry it took so long. Oh, did you say you did say it would be night when? Yeah, Yukimasa, and that's the Lord. What? Swordsman, is this the man? Never seen them before. Oh, so we finally get to see what they look like. You. It's them. What's the meaning of the smell? Where the hell did you get that to get your information? Michelle? I came from the future. In my time, Morgana's already dead. I'm here to set her free, to erase. You spilled it, didn't Mel, didn't you? No, I didn't. Why would you think I told you about him? Wait, what? No, I didn't. Why did you think I told you about him? So you know it didn't come from me. I can't believe he... Mel, how could you? What happened to everything you said earlier? That you will make the right decision, that you will help. You two friends. For the 1000th time I met him. I met him in the forest this afternoon. I never seen him before then. Then who told him? It wasn't me. I have nothing to gain from talking. True enough. He just messed up in the head, it has to be. He has all these crazy delusions. Souls turning into witches, the next life. He's mad, I tell you. I thought he believed us. No! Am I wrong that you feel remorse? Am I wrong that you don't want to be involved in this? You shouldn't be adding to your list of wrongdoings. No, you should be doing what you know is right. And let Morgana go. Are you sure you're not friends? I swear to God. If he was a friend, why would I snitch on him? You're not one to let friendship get in the way of what you truly desire. Oh, the sword, oh God. I would never. Michelle, we have to get out of here. Yeah. If he so much as twitches like he's gonna run, cut him in half. Oh God. Yuki Mouse are gonna kill us, Michelle. Maybe you'll come to your senses if you know exactly how what you're doing now will affect your next lives. Morgana comes to bear such an incredible loading for each of you, that the people you care for, who pray tell the lives faring how it will affect their next. You are right, he's out of his mind. Listen, you chose the wrong man for your Cimarron, for your little Cimarron. Next life, souls. God damn it. How can I get them to believe me? I've seen it all, but they don't have any of those memories. How can I convince them to believe something that hasn't happened to them yet? How can I get them to release Morgana? How can I save her? Michelle, please, you have to run. No, you're gonna die. You're in danger here. I would love to, but the door is blocked. So tell me, who told you about Morgana? Morgana herself. Who told you? I'm telling the truth. I know what I know because she told me. I suppose it doesn't matter where you get your information from. Getting rid of you still means one less person who knows. Michelle, kill him. Don't. Can I play with him first? No, do it quickly. I'm tired of listening to this madman rambling. No, please, don't do this. We're only here to save your souls, because we believe you weren't truly evil. So why? Alright, I'm not happy about it though. You're putting more than just your next life at risk. You'll lose people you care about in this life too. People are going to die on the day of the Harvest Festival. Many people are going to die. You may be able to avoid it if you set her free. And also change your own fate as well. I can't listen to this anymore. Kill this madman now. Don't. Please, don't. I'm begging you, don't. It really is a damn shame. God, that face. I was hoping I could have some fun with you. Michelle, no! It happened in a blink of an eye. The man stepped forward, and the moment his sword out of the sheath, I'm toppling backwards. Michelle, Michelle! No, Michelle, no, why? No, please, no, this can't be. Michelle, say something, Michelle, please. Michelle. Ah. Ah. Giselle's scream faded into the distance. As the three men watch, I make a very heavy thud against the cold floor. You clean up the mess, Mel. The last thing I want is that damn nun suspecting anything. Don't you vomit, boy. Make any more of a mess and you'll be joining him. Ha. The three of their voices are growing muted now, as my vision goes red. I realize I can see my own body off in the distance. What pains me most, though, is that Giselle had to witness that too. But everything's slipping away from me so quickly. I don't have time to come up with anything to say before it all goes black. Ending 0, dead end. Oh. I thought I would get a better ending. Damn it. Okay.